see it playing out, because it's the same way that the hieroglyphs in Egypt, when you go to what they call the alpha state, they turn into animated cartoons, and that's how you really get the meaning of what the hieroglyphs are saying. Your spiritual vision being trained through the oracle practice allows you to bring to life the message that's in the hieroglyphs.
Right. Okay. Right.
Right. So when you start recognizing the tarot cards in real time while you driving down the street, that's your subconscious mind now calibrating your conscious mind to read everything you see as you go along as a tarot card.
That's just like when
Now,
you read people's energies, and basically like when you can read somebody and just tell like their vibe is off or whatever.
right. Now, the good thing about the tarot read that's different than just knowing their vibe is off, the things that surround the person is going to tell you exactly why their vibe is off and exactly why you need to avoid them. You know what I mean? And the layout of the cards is just being played out in real time among the average people. They don't see it because they are taught that the oracle reading is evil.
Right.
But reading the oracles is not even the goal. You read the oracles to tune your intuition so that you can read what Mother Nature needs you to know in order for you to effectuate change on earth as one of the gods that walk the earth. If you're not prepared to read the messages of Mother Nature as you walk through life and make the adjustments that she tell you to make, then you still low vibrational frequency. You haven't reached what we call God form yet. But we all got a training program in our book of life. And this is how we know. When we look back on our life, we can read our book of life by understanding the things that we went through that was difficult was the test. But everything on the test was in the practice. But because it was practice, it was made easier because it was spread out.
Right. That's when you get nervous when it's the real deal. You're like, hold on, wait.
Right.
It's
So
game
that's
day.
when you find yourself in adverse conditions saying, how the fuck I get here? Right. Like I was in the joint looking at the brick walls talking about how in the fuck I end up in some shit like this.
Not listening.
No, that's not my God form.
Yeah.
My God form, I wouldn't be able to tolerate it. In my God form, I would be a drapetomaniac. You know what that is, right?
I was about to ask you, what is that?
So drapetomania was the condition that they said that the so-called slave had when they kept trying to run away from captivity. So they said they were drapetomaniacs. They were runaway
Oh, they had to make a
clones.
label. They had to make a label for something that was an
Oh yeah,
adverse
yeah.
effect.
They got so much shit. I was dying laughing. I'm like, you actually. And then they got a remedy, like for what do you do for the
Of
drapetomaniac to make them
course.
stop running away?
Yeah,
They
make
got
the
a
disease
remedy,
and make the what's it called?
the cure.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
And be the only one that got it. That's the coldest dealer in the game. The PSYOP dealer.
yeah, I'm going through looking, trying to see if okay. I'm looking here and see if I can find another question.
Okay. I'll shuffle. That's crazy though. Like, I first was introduced to you through little big sis Imani, the hood healer. And it was just so much information, just information, spirit, information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and then she was talking about she's a truth teller, And people get on her so much because it's hard for them to come out of their mind and conceptualize the message that spirit's bringing to them. And a lot of times, like we find comfort in being the victim to something, you know, being victim to disease, circumstance, you know, and all of these different things, instead of being the victor to it and figuring out, you know, what the cause was and what the solution is. So when she would talk about things like, you know, you don't suffer from depression, you don't suffer from endometriosis, like some things are chemical, yes, but a lot of things are like built up off of what we do. And so we have to stop screaming victim to the shit that we create in our own life. Because that's that mentality, that's the mentality that they put on us to take a hold of us. And now we finding pride in that victim mentality, talking about, you know, twerk for justice and do this and do that, instead of actually doing the shit that equates to the change.
You know, one of the things that we are taught with this slave system narrative that they've been pushing is that we were perpetual victims.
Yes.
And therefore all we gonna ever be is victims.
Victimized.
So if you look at our complaints, it's not that they not accurate.
Right.
Right? They is killing us in the street.
Mm-hmm.
The police is shooting down our people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They are kidnapping our kids, using them for food products, sex toys, and for drugs. Right, organ harvesting. This is all true. But the thing about it is, even though it's true, nobody's trying to stop it. Everybody wants to whine about it.
Right.
So if you're not going to do anything to stop it, what the fuck is you whining for?
And stopping it it starts internally. Stopping it really starts with you changing yourself and your perception and what you do and what you do it for.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just running up in the streets all the time, definitely, but you know what I'm saying? You definitely got to start with your own perception.
Yeah. So instead of just laying there to be a victim, suffering from learned helplessness, say, wait a minute, motherfucker. Stop kicking me while I'm down. Get your motherfucking foot off my neck before I move and break your whole goddamn leg out of the socket and beat you to death with that motherfucker. I'm not the Martin Luther King, we shall overcome.
I see.
That's that.
Well, not even that. I agree with you. I think there is a time when war is war, but also, you know what I'm saying? Like, war looks like community. War looks like you getting your shit in order so that you're not lazy no more. You at least growing your own food, or if you your own food, and if you're not, you protecting the old lady down the street who knows how to grow food. You protecting the other woman or the other man's and his family because they have this and you can do that. Like, all that separate shit, all that rah, you using it for the wrong things. And also when it's time to do that call, when it's time to move forward, have your ducks in a row, like Unc said.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said earlier about me positioning myself to do this work where I cushion myself where I cannot fall in any direction.
Right.
Everything that I'm doing, I set it up before I walked away from the system where I can navigate through their system without being part of
it. I saw somebody just say, deer don't hide. Do you know how to hunt? I know some of y'all do. I know some of y'all in the backwoods, y'all have that innate ability. But here in Cali, here in the cities, like, who knows how to hunt? Who knows how to start a fire? Who knows how to forage? Who knows what herbs and medicine are going to heal what? Who knows Little Big Sis was spitting game? Who knows CPR? Who knows basic first aid? Who knows these things? Because when you're talking about you want to go out there, you're not prepared. After that, then what? Then what? Because when it's chaos in the streets, what you gonna do? Be in survival mode and for yourself, and that's not the way that you win.
Well, when you're in survival mode, that's desperation.
Exactly.
And under desperation, you're going to make tactical errors because with the desperations, it's going to cause mistakes to be made.
You're thinking
The,
irrationally.
right. So the mistake will surface as a tactical error that'll put you in an adverse position. Right. But sometimes what look like a tactical error is a only option scenario where you have no other way to play this shit but to play the hand you dealt.
Right.
Right. So that's the key part to understanding that we all going through this shit on different levels in different directions in different ways. And some of us had it hard as fuck.
Right.
And if right is right and wrong is wrong, the ones that had it the hardest need some relief now. Right?
But
They
you know, when you go
pay their dues to get their free.
But when you go into retirement, you have to set yourself up properly. You know
right.
what I'm saying? When you about to go on vacay, you prepare for vacation. You buying your fits for each day, for dinner,
but see,
for the beach.
The biggest problem right now is it's a slow fall in building, and they don't really think that this big motherfucker falling because it was such a huge machine.
Right.
Right. So it looked like it's falling in slow motion, but in real time, that motherfucker coming down.
Yeah. I hope not, but I hope not, but you know.
Well, part of what I wanted to do for Taj was to create a condition where he can retire and he no longer has to teach for that much time. He can do it as a leisurely pursuit now when he sit around and have conversations with other people from the struggle, and then we can get to watch it like they watch their late night TV show. Right. So can you imagine just being able to turn your TV on and see a casual conversation on civics between Taj and Malachi York?
No.
Or say Taj and Farrakhan. Just a cordial conversation about the mechanics of government and the understanding of waking up people, or any subject that y'all throw out there.
Right.
Right. To see these elders to not at their job done, we got to go to a different level, but to be able to draw from their studying and years of teaching, right? We can benefit so much more by seeing a casual conversation in the living room setting between Larry Hoover and H. Rap Brown, right? Can you imagine just the casual conversation they would have and the value that add to our community? Right? Because we need to understand the struggle that we've been through. And most of the people don't have a very keen perception of protracted struggle, what it means and how it takes for us to overcome it. Yeah. Steve Coakley was the truth. I wish Steve Coakley was still around and give us some more of them jewels he used to be dropping.
Who was that?
You remember him? Remember Steve Coakley from Chicago?
I don't even know.
But he was the one who was teaching us about the Black Boule.
No, I have to look at hard.
Yeah. He didn't know that he was talking about the JDL when he was talking about them Negroes. He didn't know he was talking about them motherfuckers like that. He thought he was talking about pale-skinned Europeans and the Negroes that worked for them. He didn't know he was dragging out the motherfuckers that was hiding behind the scenes in the secret societies doing the dirt. And he was putting them in the front, letting everybody see what these Negroes look like.
Mm.
And they couldn't have that.
Hold on, I need to write his name down. Are you saving this live?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go back. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I need this name. Hold on.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But it's like part of it, like the fraternities and sororities and the universities and colleges,
Mm-hmm.
right? They not all there to manufacture motherfuckers that work for the system,
Mm-hmm.
right? They really there for us to be able to have bonds of affection between us off brotherhood through similar circumstances of struggle. So when you go through the hazing period, this is when you build in the bond with the brothers of your order.
In the trust, okay.
Yeah,
But it got infiltrated then.
yeah. All of the secret societies got infiltrated.
Yeah.
Point of entry was 32 degrees Scottish Rite.
Mm. Man, you know why education is so important? Because, or at least just being able to comprehend and pick up a book and just get what's being put down in the book is because you're dropping so many gems and so much knowledge that I know I'm missing. Like, you know, the games, are you trying to get all the apples? I'm like, you know what? It's divine. Like, whoever it's meant for is going to fall into the lap and the ears of the babes. So it's okay.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things, like, I didn't know when I was putting this puzzle together that it was going to play out like this.
Yeah.
Nobody don't understand the level of fucked up I was to find out that some motherfuckers that looked it like us was behind this shit the whole time. That was the most traumatic shit I ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, because I mean this whole time you're told that your enemy, especially for Aboriginal, you know, black men and women, your enemy is the white man. Your enemy is the white man. And you know,
Mhm.
so you're told that
And
all
that's
your
a
life
half
and
truth
through
too.
generations.
Hey, look, that's a half truth too.
There is some truth
Because
of like
the enemy is the white man, but the white man ain't white.
exactly.
That's the half of the truth that ain't been told.
See, so my thing that I'm coming into at this moment is like we perceive white as a complexion, you know, and then we also look at it as a race of people. And we know that the black woman and the black man can give birth to an array of colors, right? So in knowing
Hmm.
that, then okay, I have to accept the truth that if we're talking scientifically, then the makeup of the black woman and the black man is God, because that's what gives birth to all the people. But when we're talking about living on a planet, and when you talk about giving birth and then dropping off, you know, little bodies everywhere, they adapt to the environment. So their skin changes, their, you know, everything changes about the people. And like in my heart of hearts, I feel like it's so much about character at this point, because the truth, there's a lot of truths have been lost in the history of oppression that we're taught. And also we picked up so many prejudice that we did the work of the enemy. So yeah, there was segregation and there is racism, but that's because it was a game of telephone and somebody whispered something in somebody's ear and you picked it up as a trait and as a personality. And I feel like it's really about character now, because we think that the enemy is just a particular set of people, when really it's a conglomerate that came together working for, you know, the man or the thing that comes from another being.
Right. But that goes back to um they come just like we come in our shades, they come in our shades. The ones that's working against us, they come in all shades. But the ones that's helping us come in all shades.
Right. That's
Right?
why that discernment is key, so you can discern the spirit and the character of somebody.
Right. And then you get to read the person for who they is, as opposed to following the dogmatic pursuit of what has been weaponized against us. Racism is a weapon. It's one of the most subtle weapons because it's done under the pretense of the caste system,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is a governmental construct. right? So all of that shit is to be weaponized against us. They weaponized our spirituality and gave us religion as a weapon, right? They weaponized our understanding of law or lack thereof. They weaponized our ignorance